This is the Almi Heber. We are going next level. We're going to take it the next level in real estate. This is a real estate platform. And by the way, we're also going to talk about other stuff other than real estate. But we go live almost every day, between 12 and 1 o'clock. And I'm going live tonight again from the airport, American Airline Lounge, which stink, by the way, same food, and it doesn't really matter. I don't. Late, about 9 o'clock, maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. But for now, we are talking about real estate, and today I want to talk about active versus passive rule. What's the difference between active and passive? So, for a small deal, right? When you do a small deal, it's a no-no. Definitely, you need to be active. You can't say, let me send my brother, my sister to collect rent, or my friend. You gotta be boots on the ground for a small deal. Otherwise, we have a problem. Now, you need to be able to do your bookkeeping, rent collection, eviction, show units, attend to them when they have a broken AC, so forth, and be able to go to the bank and post the deposits in the bank as well. And by the way, as a property manager, obviously you're going to be the property manager as well. For a small deal, you wear a lot of hats. That's the bottom line. Do not ask for cash. Only money orders. Money orders only when you collect rent. When you come to small deal, also big deal too, of course. And the reason why, because cash get lost, and they can always say, I give you $500 more, I give you $1,000 more. A money order is approved. They cannot even copy of it, you put in the bank. By the way, you're also going to have to take care of eviction. You hire people to do it, you hire an attorney to do the eviction. But as a small property, you cannot afford to have a whole team. And by today we're talking about, for those who just join in, today we're talking about passive versus active investment when it comes to real estate. Small real estate, small property, you're always going to be active, no matter what. You cannot hire a property manager, you can't afford to. It's small. The numbers don't work for another person to manage the property. But the good news about it, it's a small property, so it doesn't have a lot of headache, right? Good. What is the commitment when it comes to small deal? What is the commitment? How much you have to give a day? You have to give 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. Yeah, you got to give about, I would say...
Yossi Shimon, or one other.
I would say you have to give about at least 10 to 15 hours a week. And by the way, weekend too. Yeah, weekend too, nighttime too. You're the main person they're going to call for if there's any issue. And you need to attend to your tenant. Don't spoil them too much though. Never spoil your tenant too much, because then they're going to call you every hour and the hour. Emergency, right? You're going to call you to do an emergency. And you need to do the renovation. The renovation, depending on the complexity of the renovation, because for a small deal, and by the way, you got to be very, very careful. You can't take the money from the operating, from the cash flow, to renovate the property. You need to be able to have enough money when you close the deal, put aside to do the renovation. We are going to talk about that in another course, another live about source and uses and the money in renovation. But at the end of the day, you need to have enough money and the closing to do the renovation. Listen season is very important, because you want to make sure that you catch the season. Sometime, for example, places like Gainesville, it's very seasonal, so you got to be very careful. There are like very quiet months. So for example, June, July, August, very busy in Gainesville. But when it comes to leasing, you want to make sure that the property is showing well. The curb appeal is extremely important. If you put tremendous effort on the unit, new kitchen, new bathroom, new flooring, but the curve appeal is not appetizing, it's not sexy for that matter, people are not gonna go inside. People are not gonna go inside. So you wanna make sure that the curve appeal is extremely, extremely important when it comes to property. And today, for those of you who just joined now, today we are talking about the difference between passive and active. As an operator, small deal, you are gonna be an active on the property. You're gonna be an active, and you're taking an active role no matter what. Is it 24 hours, 24/7? No, it doesn't have to be 24/7. It's up to you. Do not spoil your tenant. Do a good job. Don't do half a job. If an AC needs repair it. But if an AC is 20 years old, 25 years old, and you keep repairing it, you know already you need to put a new AC. So change the AC. And the question, I'm getting calls, people wants to know, can I have a daytime job and still own a property? Why not? Absolutely. If it's a small property, but you need to make sure you attend to your tenant. You need to make sure, maybe you want, and by the way, don't give your phone number. Have another phone number. I would not give my personal phone number to the tenant. I would get another number. It's like $5 a month, second number, or maybe under $10 a month, and you give them that number. Therefore, you don't confuse. You don't need to telephone. One phone is fine. You don't mingle your personal phones and your personal call and your tenant call. And if you want to have a job and you still want to do it, it's no problem. But just you have to make sure you attend to the property after hours or early in the morning or weekend. Therefore, you can have a full-time job doing other stuff until you build your wealth. You buy whether it's 5 unit, 10 unit. You improve the property. You get out. You sell the profit. Now you buy a 20 unit. You don't take the money on vacation. You take a little bit on vacation, but the rest of the money you leave to expand and to buy 20 unit, a 30 unit. So you need to be able to save your money. Just because you made some profit, don't go buy a new car. Is it worth it? I want you guys to grow your wealth. And the best way to grow wealth in real estate is to start small. You buy 5 unit, 5 become 10, 10 become 20, etc., etc. And I want to talk about the difference when it comes to large deal. So when it comes to a large deal, when it comes to large assets, you can be passive. Why? Now you can hire a property manager. Now you can put together a whole team, an accountant. You can put a whole team. You can put a maintenance team together because the income justify the mean. There is enough money in the income to pay the expenses to operate a big property. Therefore, you can be a passive investor. However, we have what they call in multifamily, there is what they call a LP, and there is what they call a GP. The GP is basically general partner, is basically always active. The general partner take the lead. Does that mean the general partner going to collect rent on large deals? No, on a large deal, you do have on a large deal management. This gotta go to mute. Yeah, got to mute. On large deals, you do have what they call a management in team, right, in place. So it's their job to collect rent. And by the way, when you hire a manager for a large property, you need to make sure that manager is a mentality of a regional manager. That manager has a mentality of an owner, and therefore it's not just about going to the bank and collecting rent. No, it's about improving the NOI. And I'm going to share with you a secret. In another live, we're going to go live, and I'm going to show you how you can improve the value of the property without raising the rent. Repeat, without raising the rent, improving the property. For those of you who join us right now, we are talking about LP and GP. LP is limited partner. A limited partner is basically to give you the money, whatever it is, $500,000, $1 million, whatever you collect from them, and they are looking to get an income, a pref money, call it. Sometimes they wait until the project is finished. But LP is basically, it doesn't have too much say about the property because they are not putting boots on the ground. The GP, you're the GP, you're the boots on the ground. And you don't want the LP to be in charge anyway, because at the end of the day, the LP relies on you, rely on your resume. You're gonna have to start small, and you're gonna have to build up your portfolio before you're able to get LP guys to come in and trust you. When do they trust you? When you see a good healthy resume, what you did. You bought 5 unit, 10 unit, 20 unit, 50 unit, and you show the trend how you making money. You buy, you sell, you buy and sell. Sometimes it's also a good idea to refi a property. When you refinance a property, you take the down payment, and then you take that money and you buy another property. Well, that's going to be another live. For those of you who just joined us right now, we are talking about LP and GP. So the LP is it's actually a pretty good position, because if you're LP, you don't worry about the property. You rely on the sponsor to deliver. That means you have to do a good job. That means, as a sponsor, you have to be a good operator, because everybody's relying on you. And even though the LP does not have the stress, the LP has a stress because those limited partners, most of the time, let's say they write a check $5 million, it's not necessarily their money. They have to raise the money in their group. So they have the promises to the people, whatever, 8%, 15%, 12%, 8% current. So they need to get that current every single month. So as a sponsor, you gotta make sure you deliver every month. Whatever you decide, whatever you sign up with the LP, you need to deliver every single month. And that's also a lot of stress, but it's a different type of stress. Because guess what? Before you even execute, before you even close on a property, you already know what is the cash flow. How much the property throw cash flow every single month, so you're able to pay the investors, the LP. Everybody is looking, by the way, everybody is looking at you as the sponsor. They don't care, let's say you have a management team, you have a big property, you have a management team. They don't blame the manager, they blame you, because the buck stops here. What does it mean? You're the captain. The sponsor is the captain. The sponsor is going to have to be able to self-reflect and take blames. And unfortunately, there's going to be blames. You need to be a big boy or whatever, boy or woman, whatever you are, and make sure that you take responsibility and you correct the action. It's okay. Correct. Sometimes you have to fire people. Heck, when we close on a property in a big community, everybody gets 100. Everybody. Now, can you keep it? Can they keep the 100? So you come in, you gotta come in like a hurricane, like a bulldog, and put new rules to the people. Because guess what? A lot of time, the old management, they're tired because they're used to the old owner. The old owner, and by the way, that's another live. When somebody owns the property, let's say you own a property for 20 years, 25 years, you don't care about pushing rent because your basis is very low. Why are you going to push rent? My basis is so low, I don't care about pushing rent. So therefore, the current management, they just get lazy. They get lazy and they don't push rent. So it's your job. Yeah, you can start them with 100, but you gotta give rules and regulations to what the expectations are. They're not magician. Nobody is a magician. You need to give rules and you need to let them know what are the expectations when you take over a property. So as a passive, right? You come in, someone, listen, I want to be a passive, right? You review the deal. You want to make sure that you get your distribution. You want to make sure that the cash flow does throw income, right, after the debt service. As you know, the interest rate right now is high. Hopefully it's going to lower this week. So you want to make sure there's enough meat in the bone after you pay the expenses and after you pay the mortgage, so the LP can get the monthly distribution. And as an LP, you do not make a decision, you do not solve any problem or you don't manage anything, but a lot of time LP will have a say when it comes to a refi of the property or a sale of the property. That's extremely important because, listen, LP doesn't go to sleep. Hey, as long as the money coming in, as long as the cash flow coming in, as long as the checks going in to the LP every single month, they leave you alone. They don't have time to micromanage you. And as long as you give good report. So it's only become a problem when the property starts going south and there's no money coming in, and therefore people get frustrated. It's like, where's my money? Where's my cash flow? So it's very, very important when you do pick an LP, make sure the numbers pencil out. Sometimes you may not be able to pay them anything current. Current return is meaning every single month 8%. Let's say 8% a year, current, and then another 12% at the end of the project, plus some 10 to 15% profit sharing. A lot of times, property will not throw the cash flow. So, number one, either you can escrow the money at the closing, and therefore you can escrow the fund, and therefore you can pay them from that. Or number two, they're willing to wait until the project ends. But always have a business plan before you close, and time in ETA, time of execution, when do you think the property will be ready for a refi event or for a sale event. For those of you who just came in or you missed the beginning, it's going to be on YouTube. And please subscribe, please press subscribe and like if you like what you're saying, because you're going to be given a lot of great information in the coming days, coming weeks, coming months. Every single day, almost every single day, we like to come into you and talk about properties and talk about how to build wealth, how to go to the next level. And you go to the next level not by buying a big property, by starting small, because unless you have the fund to buy a big property, and most people don't have the fund, we're not Santa Claus here. We are not looking for luck. We are looking to start somewhere, get going. And you start small and you build up to it. You build up. This is how you build wealth in the real estate market. And I would like to take some question and answer very soon, in a few minutes. We're still talking about the estimate for when it comes to a small and large property. You know, when it comes to small property, the renovation aspect should not be as extensive as a big project, because number one, you don't have the funding, right? Or you have very small amount of funding set up for the renovation. And number two, it's 5 units. You're not going to put gold right in the apartment. You're going to make it livable. You're going to look at the comps, see what everybody else is getting, what kind of unit they have. Do they have no kitchen? A lot of times, what we do, the kitchen can stay the same, just change the color, change the cabinet, make it white. And one thing to do, very, very important when you do your renovation, and that's going to be another subject. We're going to have another live on that. You want to make sure the apartment is airy and pleasant to come in. There is put some smelly stuff, and always bright, not dark color. Never paint dark color. Number one, make it smaller. Number two, it's not inviting. Just think of it like how would you want to live? Would you want to live in a dark place, or in a place like a little bit bright and lights and good flowing? Yes. So you want always think about where you want to be, and the same thing you want to give to your tenant within limit. You can't spend, for example, for one bedroom, you cannot spend $20,000, $25,000 for renovation. That's too much. You want to be within reason. You want to try to minimize your expense while you increase your rent. And a lot of times you're able to increase rent even with doing very, very little. Guys, what do you think they're doing in blue states? They can't do new kitchens. Why can't I own property in blue state? Why can't I put new kitchen, new bathroom, and spend the heck out of it, $20,000-$25,000 per unit? Because I'm limited to how much I can raise rent. I'm limited, maybe 2%, 2.5%, because of rent control and other regulation. By the goddamn Democrat, man. We love the Democrat. We love everybody. Unfortunately, but when you go to blue states, you are gonna have to obey by that, and therefore you're able to raise rent within limit. So you gotta be very, very careful of the amount of renovation you're going to spend on a unit, because if you don't get your money back, it's not worth it. You're just not. So you got to be very careful when you choose a place to pick. We recommend Texas and Florida. Georgia is good too. Carolina is good too. But the big places like California and New York, you're very strict. New Jersey too sometimes. You're very strict of raising rent. However, it might change from neighborhood to neighborhood. So you got to be very, very careful. Do your homework when it comes to rent control, and the ability to raise rent. Because at the end of the day, small deal, big deal, it's all a function of rent. If you're not able to raise rent, you didn't do anything. My idea that you can make money without raising rent, that's another conversation, but you're reducing expenses. We're going to talk about that in coming days. But at the end of the day, you always want to make sure you're able to raise rent before you even look at the property to execute. And rent camps are very, very important. Do not trust brokers. Are brokers scumbags? No, they're not scumbags. Broker wants to get paid. Broker give you information, but you need to make your own camps. I often, how many times I went to buy a property and brokers give me camps from 5 miles away. I'm not interested. I'm buying property, for example, in Miami Garden. Don't give me camps from Aventura. Yes, it's got to be the same area or similar or very, very close to the location you're buying the property. In the meantime, I would like to take some calls. Anybody wants to come in, by all means. We love our people, we love our viewers, and we love to challenge any question you have, anything. We're here for you. Let me see what you have here. Anybody coming in? And if you have any, okay, let me see. People have some question here. Can I take it out? Phone? Mm-hmm. May I take it out? We are going to go live tonight as well. I'm looking forward to see you. It's not just by real estate, by anything. Okay, let me take a look at the question you guys have here. Let's try to answer. Okay, what are some things that can upgrade that really increases the value? By the way, this is a great question. What are some things you can do, right, to increase value? Kitchen. People love their kitchen. By the way, I'm not saying do a brand new kitchen. Never said that. But definitely make sure it's at least if you can do a brand new kitchen, it's better. If you can't do a brand new kitchen, I would do the cabinet. Do white cabinets. Really, the white cabinets can make a big difference. Right. Let me see if we have anybody else here coming in. Any question you guys have? Alright, let me see what you have here. Okay, Am Yisrael Chai, absolutely. We love Am Yisrael Chai. We love it. Yeah. In terms of when it comes to property management, property management is people they cannot hear me. Can they hear me? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Property management can be very, very challenging, but also very rewarding. How about you renovate a unit and tenant come to you, I want to thank you so much. How many thank you I get every day? And they love the idea. You give amenities, swimming pool, a gym, a new kitchen, new bathroom, new pathway, new curb appeal, lighting at night. By the way, light outside at nighttime in the property is mandatory. You need to have lights outside. You want property to be like a Christmas tree every night. It pays. Okay, it keeps the crime away, and it keeps the drug dealers away, and tenants feel very safe when there are lights outside at night. Yeah. Anybody else wants to come in, ask any question?
I think someone asked, what will a syndicate?
No, we don't. Syndicate, yeah, basically what you do, syndication is when you find a property and you're looking to raise money. If you're interested in doing something, you can always DM me. Yeah, we'll have to syndicate. For those of you who just joined us right now, we are talking about LP. We are comparing LP and GP, and LP is a good position to be. We like the GP. We like to be in control because that's the only reason. I know how to raise rent. I cannot rely on third-party management. And that's a problem for me because the third-party management will basically will basically they do their own thing and they don't care as long as they keep the property at 100% occupied. Somebody wants to join and no way, he's not coming in.
Is the interest rate dropping?
Interest rate's supposed to drop, thank God, this week by a quarter point, and it's supposed to drop again another quarter point in another. Well, there's going to be three meetings this year, I believe. 3 meetings. So one today, one in October, and then there's another one. So we're looking for 2 drops, at minimum 2 drops this year.
So what do you think is the lowest it's going to get to?
Well, right now you could look depending on the property, but when it comes to large property, people look for bridge financing. The bridge financing right now, the 30-year SOFR is about it's dropping 440. Every day it's dropping. But if you want to go, if 30-year amortization, probably about 6.5. We want to be in the 5.
Yeah.
Not yet. We believe early next year. But definitely it's going the right direction. Yeah. Anybody wants to join?
They have 10 units in North Miami. That's too small.
What's that? Who does?
10 units in North Miami.
Listen, if you give me 10 units, if you want me to buy a small deal and it's too good to be true, I'll buy. I can't say no to money. But I'm not going to pay retail. I pay retail for large deals. 200 units, 300 units, we pay. Why am I paying retail for large deal? Am I schmuck? No. I see the value. I see the value in a large deal. But don't ask me to pay, for example, 1% rule is extremely important. For if you're going to sell me, how much is 10 unit, Daniel? No.
He didn't say, Benji.
Okay. If you're going to sell me 10 unit and the asking price was just an example, $1 million, right? That means that's $100,000 a door. That's not bad. But at times, 10 units is going to be about 1.7, 1.8. Where the average rent is only $1,000. It's well below the 1% rule. You can't make any money. Not to mention, there's a lot of effort going to a small deal to get to the finish line. So we recommend small deal for beginner. Absolutely. Because if you look at the big deal, you may never do it, right? So you need to get going somewhere. You need to have something going, because otherwise you will not have anything. So definitely, we recommend, we recommend small deal. We recommend for you to start somewhere, as opposed to stay put. Hey, if you guys comfortable where you are, don't worry about me. Turn off my life, okay? I'm trying to change your life. It's not easy. If this was easy, every schmuck will do it. It's not easy, but it's possible. It's very doable. Let me see if anybody has some question here.
Is he Silvio?
Is the interest rate jumping? We talked about the interest rate. Yes.
Keep going down?
I have a 10 million market, 10 unit in North Miami.
We answered that one.
Yeah, I answered that, but I went to bed. You were asking 1.7, 1.8, right? For the 10 units. That's my experience. Is everything okay? Today you seem different to you. No, everything's great. Everything's great. Life is great. What are you talking about? Nothing happened. What are you talking about? We celebrate. Listen, every day I celebrate life. Every single day. I am on a diet a little bit, so maybe I'm a little bit cranky. But every day we celebrate life. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, okay. Somebody asked me a question. Okay, college. Wow, I know this is random, but what would I do if you got rejected from every single college and you can do 9 to 5 but only have $15,000? Excuse me?
You can't do 9 to 5.
If you're a kind of student, what would I invest? So number one, if you got rejected from every college, number one, don't give up. Do not give up, okay? This is the negative influence tell you to give up. Do not give up. You're a young guy. God bless you. Keep applying for college, and you have $15,000 in your account. How do you want to invest that? I would get your license. It costs a little money. Get your realtor license, and team up with. Once you have your license, you can team up with a brokerage company, and do one thing only: call. Always do call. To get listing. What business can really open $15,000? I have to get back to you on that. That's very tough. Somebody wants to know if I can give one important rule for fix and flip. Yeah, don't overpay. Do not overpay. If you buy something and you want to fix and flip it, as long as you're buying it with good basis, and I give you one more rule, okay? Try to do not have a game plan after you close on it. What does it mean? You want to buy a house, you want to buy a single unit, 2 unit, and now you want to fix it and flip it. Doing due diligence before you close in. You organize the team, you organize the business plan. What do I do? Because once you close, the clock tick in and you're paying interest on the money every single month. So one big rule for fix and flip: make sure you have your business plan ready before you close on the deal. So right after the closing, the next day you execute and you get your people to work on the flip, so you can take to the market as soon as possible. The last thing I want you to do is pay interest to the goddamn lenders.
How do you price in fix and flips? Does it follow the 1% rule?
Everything is 1%, not for a house.
Not for a house.
It's tough.
So if he was looking to buy fix and flip, what are the things he would be looking for?
To fix and flip.
Yeah, like what are the things he would have to underpay for it?
You need to make sure that location is good. You want to make sure that you want to make sure that the next potential buyer that comes in to the property will buy it. Not what you like. What does it mean? For example, let's say you can buy a fix and flip in a very poor demographic and you can pay very little. That's not important. What's important for me, can you flip it? It's very difficult when you go in those poor area. So while you're very comfortable with the buying it so cheap, but what's the end game? When we buy, we want to see what is the potential buyer or come to a refi we look at, and that's very, very important. So people want to be in a better location. A little bit location is very important, and don't buy if it's a house. Don't buy a 1-bedroom house. It's very difficult to get rid of. It needs to be at least 2-bedroom.
Mm-hmm. People like risky stuff.
Correct. Somebody wants to know if I'm buying Tel Aviv. I gotta tell you, Tel Aviv is going up every time. To Tel Aviv, you buy only if you buy for appreciation, and you don't care. Just leave it alone, and it's gonna go up. I don't do that. We buy numbers. Somebody say I have $400,000 to put down. A big deal can I get? What kind of deal? What stage should I go to buy? Okay, you have $400,000 and you want to buy a big deal. $400,000 should give you something around. Let me get a calculator. 400.
Down?
Sorry.
25% down.
25% down plus. Yeah, I would say $1.5 million because you also need to leave money for renovation. $1.5 million. Maybe you can buy some 10 to 15 units, and I'm going to tell you one thing you're not going to like. The small deals are very expensive. There's not too much room. The secret is make offers all day long. Don't worry about it. So make sure the 1% rule meet. Do not overpay. A lot of time, the small deal. By the way, the small deal that go between 1.2, 1.7, those are the selling price after you flip it. So that's not a buy price. You want to buy it in a pullback. You're not buying. If you buy, you don't buy because of you fall in love with your property. You fall in love with family. You buy because of numbers. You buy because you want to be able to say there's meat in the bone. You can flip it. Somebody called me the other day. I'm buying a property for $1 million. I know I can flip it for $1.1 million after the closing. Here's the problem. $100,000 for flip is not enough if you're going to close on it, and now you have to pay mortgage. You got to be very careful because there is closing costs, there is second closing cost, there is commission, there is mortgage you got to pay. Even if you don't work the property, you're not making money unless you're going to flip it the day of the closing.
Yeah, I mean that's only 10% upside. Why would you not invest in the S&P at that point? You know, if you're only looking for 10%.
By the way, I'm okay with 10%, but you have to flip it the same day. If you hold on to the property, guess what? You start paying mortgages every single month, and all of a sudden, are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm getting $1.1 million, but guess what? I'm already down about at least $100,000 between mortgages and commission. I'm not making money.
Now, if you could buy a property for $200 and sell it for $300, then
That's a little better. That's a little better, right?
That's a 50% return.
Right. I'm 18 years old and I want to fix and flip in Tel Aviv. Oh, we left Tel Aviv. I have a good deal and a nice unit that needs a good, lovely fix. My view, it will do 50 to 150%. What's the problem? I like it. If you want, you can DM me privately and I can look at the deal. Don't worry, I'm not going to buy it. I will give you my honest opinion. I don't have a dog in this fight. I want to make money. It will be my first real estate deal and all my money, and I don't like that. I don't like that you have to give all your money. That's not a good idea. I don't want to give all your money to buy a property, but can you please send to me, let me look at it exactly, and I'll give you my advice. But try not to put your last dollar on the property. It's not very smart, and I don't recommend it. Let me see, anybody wants to join? Okay, we are going to wrap it up very soon. We have Elazar here. Elazar, we love you. We're going to see you soon. Okay, what do we have here? Yeah, I don't know if you have any more questions. Let me see. Do people have any more questions? No. So we're going to go live again sometime tonight from the airport, from the lounge, with the lousy food.
What time?
Sometime around
7, 8 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, 9:30.
What are you going to be going over?
We're gonna be going over life. I want to talk to the young people. I want to see what they're up to, and I want to give them a lift. It's not just about real estate, it's about anything. All right, sounds good. How do you find opportunity? You gotta keep making offers. You have to go online. There's the loop. We're gonna have another live on that, but you're gonna go on loopnet.com. LoopNet is a very, very useful tool, but you got to be able to make lowball offers.
What about off market? That's probably the best way. If you can find off market, then it's
Yeah, if off market is the best thing, but the off market you need to call directly to the owners.
You gotta drive around.
Right.
You gotta hustle.
Correct. I have a customer that wants to sell me the property, and I'll definitely help you. You want to get my opinion? Absolutely. Listen, I love to give opinion. But sometimes it may not be the answer you want to hear. But money in your pocket. Money in your pocket. I'm not going to make you lose. With me, you're not going to lose money. You're not going to lose money. Show me the deal, okay? Show me the deal. Guys, we love you all. We're going to see you tonight. And be well. Be good to yourself. And always think positive. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.